be a kid. You know, play multiple sports to learn your feet, get bigger, get tougher, right? You know, go to different events for your friends. If it's a birthday and you're 10 years old, you don't have to play year round baseball, one sport, because I think that's how you get burnt out. Play multiple sports. Find out which sport you like. And the other thing too I say is be honest in what you enjoy doing. Like, be honest in, if you don't enjoy playing a certain sport, but you like track more, run track.
Exactly.
If that's your thing, run it, you know?
Facts.
But like, don't shy away from it. So I think the youth right now, they're putting such an emphasis on everyone's got to have a trainer. Everyone's got to play year-round sports. First of all, growing up, look, let's be real. If you had a trainer growing up, you were rich. Point blank.
Low-key corny.
You had a trainer, you were corny, and you were rich. That's how we looked at it.
Your training was playing soccer when it was, you feel me? Like, you know what I mean?
It
like,
was. So,
go play hoop. Go, you know, we playing on the playground.
Right. You're 11. You don't need to play, 11 months of baseball.
And don't get me wrong, there's a time and place for all of that. Yes. Like, we are not saying don't work hard.
Right.
We're saying the exact opposite, to be honest.
Right.
Everything he's saying derives from having a work ethic in the first place. If you don't have that work ethic, don't listen to what he's talking about. Like, so, you got to be working hard. Bro.
The counter to that is once you do start to get older, if you're not going ahead and hitting after practice, if you're a position player, right? As a pitcher or catcher, if you're not doing your stretches or your plyometrics after or beforehand to get ready, you're going to be outplayed by some of these people that are doing that.
If not right now, in the future, for sure.
That's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like,
you might get away with it right now with your talent, but in the long run, at some point, it's going to hit you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And learn the game. Like, don't just be a yes man.
Yeah.
Learn the game. Ask questions. If you're in outfield, why are you moving to a certain location? Why are you getting pushed? Why are you coming in or going back? Like, understand that. Like, understand tendencies and different things, because the more you understand those little things like that,
the little intricacies of it, bro. Everything he's talking about is game, first off, but secondly, it's just another way for you to separate yourself. And that's the key, starting in 6th, 7th, 8th grade for real, but like really in high school, but find different ways to separate yourself on and off the field. You want to be different. You don't want to be put into a box.
So great point. Like, all right, so guy I came up with was like Rowdy Tellez.
Dog.
If you're from NorCal, you know about
If you know about that Elk Grove team, you know. If you know, you know. Crazy. That's a topic for another day.
Dom Nunez. Oh my gosh.
Magical. They got Derek Hill. They all going crazy.
Goodness.
Come on, bro.
But like, if you listen to Rowdy Tellez now, and he's been on, I think, Foul Territory show and some of the others, he understands the game. Like, but why was he getting some of these looks so young? Because he knew some of these little things early on. He knew the little tendencies at first base. He knew it also hitting wise for sure. So it's little things
separators,
like that.
Bro.
Separators.
These little, like I said, the little intricacies you're talking about, if you can start that from a young age and you continue to play past high school, past college, pro ball, those little intricacies are what's going to separate you. And the pros, the guys in the big leagues, for the most part, are masters of those little things.
Okay, so you bring up a good point. Routine.
Yes, bro. It's crazy.
You gotta have routine. Like, and each person's routine is different. Whether a pitcher, catcher, position player, or if you're in a different sport, you gotta figure out what your pregame routine is gonna be. If you're the guy, you gotta lay everything out. You gotta lay it out. That's fine. But like, you gotta
put
figure
your
out,
sock on at first.
Right.
I'm putting. You feel me? Like,
if you gotta have, gum or a can of something.
Something. Gotta find a way.
You gotta find a way. But like, you gotta have a routine, and you gotta figure out what gets you right, because the more you play, you gotta understand, like, the higher you go and the older you get, your body's going to go ahead and have more injuries, going to be banged up more.
Facts.
So you got to know what gets you right. In high school compared to college and pro ball, 80% changes. 80% in pro ball, you might not have legs really for a couple games. Okay, so then how do you shorten things up where you can just put the ball in play?
Find a way to ball with what you got today, that day.
How do you go ahead and, if you're an infielder, make sure you take away, a ball hit backhand or a gap. Or if you're in the outfield, how do you pinch something because you're like, my hamstring is really tugging right now. But you know what? I know some of these tendencies that these guys are doing. So you still aren't making, or you still are making the same amount of plays. Yes, so you got to have the routine, you know? Yeah.
We could go on for days.
Days.
I don't lie.
I'm
going to transition it a little bit. We're going to get off ball right now. Just talk a little bit about what you've been up to since you hung it up. Like what? Yeah.
Dang, man. It's a good point.
This man does everything. First off, whenever I think of Nate, he trending up. That's all. He's just a man of many talents.
I appreciate you. Yes, sir. So I'm gonna go back real quick. Now I'm gonna answer your question of what I'm doing now. So I think when you in high school, be curious. That's the word I would use. Be curious. Don't be closed door. I don't whether you come from a hood background or wealthy background, middle class. Just be curious, right? Like figure out what some of your interests are. Be open to hearing different things. And really, that's what started it. Coming to school and college, did the normal stuff, work on campus for the event center, little things.
Little side gigs.
Right. Did the catering, did little valet stuff.
Yes,
right. But honestly, it was the curiosity.
Yeah.
So because of the curiosity, got me started in entrepreneurship and startups. So a lot of times people talk about entrepreneurship, but when I talk about it, it's more like different businesses and different industries. So I got started junior, senior year, just working for almost like a WeWork, an incubator space, just as a college student.
Yeah.
And the first thing they were saying was just come to a lot of startup events. Now, when you do that, you're going to be around when you 19,
like-minded
20
people.
Even if they're older,
people, but
now they're older, so
you
learning, right? And the biggest thing I learned at that age was asking questions. And don't ask for money, ask questions, right? That's a piece of game I get.
That's a ball right there.
Don't ask for money, ask questions. Like, what are you working on? How did you get into it? What's some of the problems? How can someone my age kind of get started in this field?
What were the steps you took? You feel me?
Right. Because by asking those questions leads to them wanting to give information.
Yes.
So when you get that information, even though you're in college, you start to digest it. And so that's what I did early on. So because of that, though, I ended up getting an opportunity to work with a nonprofit. So I worked with a nonprofit that taught entrepreneurship and business to elementary and middle school kids.
Yes, sir.
And then it was like, wait, I can learn a little bit of things. And so honestly, being done with ball now, like, when I first got done, I was still running my marketing company with my partner. So, biggest thing we were doing, you just learned it on the fly.
Yeah.
I didn't take
it's like that sometimes, bro, for real.
Look,
hey, you got to find a way.
Whether you go to college, you get drafted, from high school, you go from junior college. What you do, may not be what you learn in school. Just get that out right now. But just be curious to learn, because I was running the company while I was doing pro ball with the goal of, so I think a lot of times athletes, we stop playing because of money or injuries. So if you can eliminate the money aspect, then it comes down to injuries.
Yeah.
Well, if you have enough funds to supplement the health and your longevity in the game, now you can play your sport for a long time because of it. And so that's what I did. So being done, ran a marketing company for 5 years, then kind of stepped away. Now focused, since I've been done, done a lot of stuff on the production events. So a lot of stuff in terms of, music and, holiday and nonprofit events that we've been putting on. But the main thing lately has been working with the VC company, in terms of real estate tech, some blockchains and software development. And then now working on an accelerator. So I've been running an accelerator program for some time now. We're working with cosmetic companies.
Dope.
Right? And giving business like budget management, budget optimization, and kind of business management training to beauty schools.
Yeah.
So that's really kind of one of the things we're working on right now. But
Dope.
that's what I've been doing since being done.
He hitting on different topics too. That's the main thing you should take away. Like, this isn't just sports. It's just
Right.
He has a wide range. He's versatile. That's the best way to put it, bruh. And that's
Good point.
not saying everyone needs to be like that, but a lot of people, it comes back to the point of talking about on the field. Like, if you're going to get that chance and you're not getting a lot of opportunity, you got to find a way to be versatile.
You do.
That's what you've been good at your whole career, not just in sports,
Right.
off the field as well. And the
field.
biggest, if you were to hear anything you just said, be curious, be open, ask questions.
Yep.
Be around people that know more than you. You
Definitely.
don't think you know everything, and just be open to it. And look, it's gotten you this far, and I know it's going to take you to even bigger places. You feel me?
Man, you bring up another good point. Gosh, you hitting on these points. Like early on when you know, I mean, young, we might be young,
You feel me?
younger.
Yeah.
You're younger. When you just getting done with, high school and you in college or just getting out of college, be in multiple things. Try it out, right?
Exactly.
Try out different industries. Learn it. Like,
You never know what you're going to like, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
and get into industries to learn the skill. For like example, so
That's a good point.
if you don't understand sales, get a sales job. So the reason I say get a sales job is because have someone pay you to learn the job.
Oh, God. That's real. That's real.
Pay me to learn it. So you're going to pay me as I'm going to learn this. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming to the class today.
Thank you.
Right. Like, do that early on because a lot of those things will give you guidance and opportunities later on. For example, like when you get involved with multiple startups or multiple industries or have multiple jobs when you're young, those are other things that you can leverage when you start to get older because those people have now gone on to different places.
Fact.
So now those are other opportunities for you and other people that can vouch for you. So if you mess up, first of all, you're going to have more opportunities. The counter to that, though, is if you hold your own, people are going to notice that and want to give you more opportunities later. So just think about it in that aspect.
You
too.
never